Hey guys, welcome to the Beyond NITK series organized by ISTA NITK, and here we interact with the alumni from our NITK and get to know them. And this is Pawan who will be your host for today, and we have with us Chirasvi HR. So Chirasvi HR is a 2017 graduate from NITK in Electronics and Communication. She was also our former member of IST Club, and she was one of those few students who got selected for a internship program at MITEX in Canada. Also, she has interned in Volvo International program at Sweden for 5 months duration, and later she got internship opportunity at IIC Bangalore for research. After bachelor's, she worked for Samsung as a hardware engineer for 3 years, and at present she is pursuing her MBA from one of the prestigious institute of India, that is IIM Bangalore. So you can see her background that she is sitting in the campus. Hi, Chirasvi. Welcome, and we are very excited to have you.
Hi, Pawan. Thank you so much. That was a very sweet introduction. And yeah, I'm so glad to be meeting you guys on this Sunday morning. To come back and revisit NITK memories is like the best thing to do.
Okay. So before we get into the session, do you like to tell anything about yourself for our audience, seriously?
um, I think Pawan has really covered it all. He's spoken in depth about like what my experiences have been. Uh, I don't know. I've been in Bangalore most of my life. That is one thing, and yeah, I think we can just go into the interview and I'll speak about my experiences as we go along.
So you spent all your 4 years of your engineering life in college, and
Mm.
that was not the case with us. Okay. So how was your complete journey in NITK when you look back and see now?
Yeah, the complete NITK journey was like coming to NITK was the best decision I think I made in my life. So it's an interesting story if I have to talk about how my first year was and how everything came together in the final year. So as I joined in civil engineering, and at that point I was contemplating if I should come to NITK because I was interested. I had an inclination for electronics, but so I was contemplating if I should go to some other college where I was getting electronics or come to NITK. So when I came there, I had this one interaction with a prof, and he completely convinced me to come to NITK. So in the first year, I was this hyper active person who would, participate in every club activity, maybe listen to every speaker series. And first year was really lucky for me as well because I then got a branch change into electronics and communication. So that turned out really well. And then after that is just beautiful. Like I think I did try to balance complete my academics and co-curricular activities, and I made a great set of friends who till today are my support system. And NITK, the beaches, the late night walks, everything, or the 4 years are exciting, supremely. In terms of the experience of learning, you get to learn every day from peers, from faculty. So it's a great journey, great journey.
And you were also a part of IST, as I told before.
Yeah.
So how was that experience when you were in college, and how it actually helped you in your college life? Will you share that?
Yeah. So IST is a very special thing for me. So it's almost like your small family, and you have that culture that we are all up, IST. In terms of the clubs, I think each club is also competing, but inside as a group, we're all in this together. So that really gave me a lot of friends. Initially, my key interest why I joined IST was I used to look up to a lot of seniors there, and eventually that also transcended that I made a lot of connections across the batches. That I think inside of the batch we do make great connections, like in the same year, but through the club you meet both seniors and juniors, and all the activities that we organize together, it really does build your soft skills, and you do learn how to work with people, how to manage it. Like every time you conduct an event, you're tested in terms of different things. How do you figure out the small problems? How do you come together and work as a team together? So I think that I learned, and yeah, again, so many of those happy memories, all the festivals, organizing, and then competing with different clubs, it was great.
I can completely relate with you, Chirasi.
And I think, yeah, I really feel like you guys should get a chance to go back to campus as soon as possible, because the IST room where we used to hang out, do all these brainstorming for sessions, that completely is a different experience. I know on Zoom, not meeting in person, I think does take out some bit of the charm.
So, from as an outsider, right?
Hmm.
So, when someone looks at your profile, there may be many questions that comes to mind as to why you made such and such decisions, and also let's discuss them.
Sure.
Uh, like your profile, particularly in terms of internship, looked pretty solid core,
Hmm.
and particularly the 5 months internship which you did in Sweden for Volvo, that was eye catcher. So, how did you prepare for it, and would you like to share those experiences with us?
Yeah, it sounds cliche to say this, that like failures teach you a lot. For me, so I would want to tell you guys, it does look from the profile that it's great, it all happened in the smooth sense. That was not the case. So I was very sure I wanted to do an internship in my core electronics domain. So when the companies come, there are very few companies that do come for core electronics profile. So I didn't make it to, I mean, the biggest of the companies. So I was kind of disappointed with my own self. But then, so that's when I started seeing if, in terms of my internship, I really wanted to get a good experience. So I actively started seeing what are the opportunities that are available for students like us. And I came across Volvo international internship. So I think that, and I also had applied for my tax. So I did speak to a lot of seniors, and I took that work seriously in terms of writing the SOP or preparing for the interview, which eventually landed that I actually had back two internships. One is the MyTax and Volvo. At that time, again, I think it was just always like you would do one internship. Nobody had really, it was not there that people would do a semester abroad. But at that point, I said, okay, yeah, can I do both of these internships? And then the department was very supportive, and luckily for me, even Volvo was very supportive. They said you could come and do like your semester there, and that eventually became my major project. So yeah, this is how it really happened. But I think what I really learned is, um, sometimes what you think is best for you might not be true, because at that time, if I remember, for me it was a big deal that I didn't make it to these core companies. But I think finally I had a very, very good experience. I went to go to Volvo, and uh, that in itself was, those 5 months have taught me so much. That was my first feet into the corporate world. And the corporate culture in Sweden is very, very different. And I think it set out a lot of good, it was the best place to start, because where you start really builds all those habits, that culture in you. And I think Volvo gave me that.
After your internships and education, you joined to Samsung as a senior hardware engineer.
Yeah.
So, how was your work experience there?
So Samsung was great. Again, I was working. I worked. I'll tell you a bit about my profile, the kind of work that I did. So I worked as an analog designer. So mostly I used to build circuits for, any of the for applications. Like I was working on a smartphone power module. That's what I was doing. And one thing there that I would point out to students is, many a times we do hear from engineering, whatever you learnt in engineering, you never use them. In my case, it was not at all true. I almost used every aspect, every course that I had learned in EC. And your journey in corporate, one thing that's different from college and corporate is, in corporate you're on your own. In college you have the time to experiment and nothing is at stake. But in your corporate life, I think you have to get more responsible, and you're on your own. So even that time, I had a couple of NITK friends, and that became my moral support even in my corporate life. um, Other than that, I think the good habits that you built very early in your career, that really goes a long way. Small things, learning, maybe a coding shortcut or how to efficiently work, that really helps. So I think in the beginning, like for me, the first all the 3 years, I learned a lot from people who were around me. And at this stage, you're not afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, everybody is okay with that. So that is a piece of advice I would give is learn from people around you because they have been in that space for so long. So there's immense opportunity to learn and be proactive. Continuously go and seek out and ask questions, ask why things are done in a certain way, and that goes a really long way. And that's what I think I learned from my Samsung experience.
Very nice. Like a lot of people are here listening who want to apply for internships and placements. It will help them a lot, I guess. And our next question is like a lot of people, right, from NITK want
Hmm.
to secure admission in top universities for MS program, and you were one of those who had such admits like admits from Georgia Tech, etc. So, what made you to choose MBA over MS?
Okay. So this is a decision that I really contemplated for almost 10 years. So I'll tell you. So for me, I loved my job. I was enjoying building circuits and the products that I was doing. But in the long run, I knew I'm in love with technology, but I envisioned myself running a business with tech. So in the long run, I knew I didn't want to be, although that is great too, being an engineer and building products, but I wanted to go out and explore the business side of things. So that was one thing. Secondly, it also came from the fact that I was very sure I wanted to live in India. So two things. And the third thing that really pushed me was when I wrote my SOP for my master's thing, master's program. So that's when I realized, yes, although I like all these things, in the long term, what made more sense for me was MBA, and that's why I chose. I decided I would give up on the admits and give CAT a try. And to be honest, I tell you, this decision is very confusing. Um, it, I mean, for some people who are very sure, then that's a different thing. For someone like me, for me, definitely it was very very confusing because uh, for people who want to be in tech, then you could end up in those roles, the product management roles, even through a tech side or from the MBA route. But I think finally what you decide that and you make that decision right for you. That's what plays because everything we start to question in retrospect. But it's about taking that decision where your gut feels this is the right thing and then making that decision right. Because it's finally what you do with your opportunities that determine what the future is, right? So
What attracted you towards taking MBA at IIMB, seriously? Like you could have rather pursued it abroad, but you told that you were wanted to stay in India, or
hmm.
you could have took it in other Indian premier institutions like ISB. So why IIMB for you?
Okay. So, firstly, coming to why I didn't choose to do an MBA abroad was one, MBA is very, very expensive when you compare the Indian fees and the US fees. Second thing is, I think even in terms of the visa, there was just 1 year of a visa that students with MBA degree are eligible for. So what that adds is that adds a lot of economic, burden on you once you pass out. And I think I wanted that freedom in terms of choosing my career. I didn't want to have this target number, I have to earn this much. And that's why that could, probably come and influence what kind of job I would take. So I didn't want that. Secondly, again, it would have pushed me to spend considerable amount of time abroad, and that personally for me I didn't want to do. So that's why I decided I would do my MBA here. I had an admit from ISB, but the reason I didn't choose was I wanted the student life back. NITK was amazing, and I every time looked forward. One of the reasons also was like coming back and having living that student life, right? So already I feel like even though IMB is a 2 year program, it is still very very hectic. So the 1 year program for me, I felt like it would be way more hectic than this. Or also the student experience would be curtailed down. So that's why I wanted to come to IMB. And between the IMABC, I think it's just almost like no one can really say if I'm A is better or B is better. Now I can say my experience at B is amazing. I definitely do feel like B is the best school to go. But nobody is, I have not lived both the lives, right? So I cannot tell you which one is better. But if I have to speak about B, that it is amazing if you guys would come here.
So getting into IIMB is really tough according to many people because there are many rounds of interviews. How did you go preparing for each of these admission rounds? And would you like to share some of your strategies?
Okay. So I think the bigger hurdle for us is to clear CAT, because CAT is extremely competitive, and there I think with my I was working full time, so having to prepare that there I think it was important for me to remain consistent and to be clearly say your core strategy. For me, it was giving mock tests and understanding where I was failing. uh, it's not just important to give your mock test and then say I got this number and I want to get better from there. What worked best for me is I went and revisited every question that I made wrong, so I clearly understood that there is a pattern in the mistakes that I make, and identifying that for myself helped me identify where is my core strength, where is my weakness, what is the kind of mistakes that I make, and then recorrecting that. So for me, the key takeaway, if I had to tell a student, is if you went wrong, come back and see why you went wrong there. That really helps.
So when we see our students, right, so there will be a lot of confusion whether to go for work or to go for studies, or whether to work sometime and then come back to study, because a lot of them feel that it is somewhat difficult to revert back to the student phase, especially once we start working. So
Okay.
how did you feel in the beginning of your MBA to be a student again after a long gap of 3 years of work experience?
Something that I believe in is that you're a student throughout your life. So maybe that studying and the cycle of studying and giving exam that stops, but learning never really stops. Throughout my corporate life also, I had to learn. I had to study new concepts, reapply them, work, build something. Then that cycle repeated. So, so for me, I don't think it's like a big shift from me having to go from a corporate to coming back and studying in IMB. Definitely the rigor of exams and how things are more structured here. But having this, I don't think you should be afraid to think that if I work for a while, then I would forget how to study. That doesn't really happen. Uh, because and you should have that mindset that you want to learn every single day. So that the 3 year gap, I don't think is a hurdle, and it also helps to get some experience. From fresh out of NITK, we haven't really seen the world and the corporate world, what kind of opportunities it has, and and that opportunity, getting some work experience really helps you understand where you would fit in and what are your interests and what you like doing. So I think for me, I think I would definitely say it's a good idea to get some years of experience and then decide.
So you shared your strategy and everything, and you have worked pretty hard for CAT also for clearing that. After having done a lot of hard work to reach IIMB, so at present, how does it feel for you to be there present?
It's totally worth it. To be honest, it is totally worth it. There are always times that you would go back and see, re-question, oh, I had this good job that was a secure spot, and now I've come here, and maybe there's another journey, a lot of uncertainties. But when you experience the life here and continuously, I think we get a chance to learn the peer group that you make, the network that you build, and the whole experience. It's totally worth the hard work. And even and everything I for me, everything is about the process. You need to enjoy the process, and the results will just follow. And sometimes the results might be good or bad, that doesn't really matter. In the short run, it feels like the result is everything, but eventually you understand that the process really shapes your personality, and that decides where you would end up. So I think even both the process of studying for CAT and also now having done that, coming here, both have been rewarding.
So a lot of students who are watching here are from final year or pre-final year who are preparing for their placements or internship as the placement season is coming soon. So
Mhm.
your final message for those students of NITK, what would you like to tell them?
I would like to say, use this time to be brave, to explore your opportunities. Don't overthink anything. Things will turn out to be good if you consistently prepare and remain proactive. um, this is the time to, I think, get a overall complete breadth of uh, knowledge from, ask, talk to more people, work on, really your core competencies, both in terms of getting your fundamentals right and also your soft skills, because that eventually helps in the corporate life. And I think, make the best of the time in NITK, have fun, build your friendships. There's no way I could, I it is priceless. That those times that you spend in your clubs with your friends, that eventually builds your personality. What I'm today, whatever my personality might be, I think a lot of it came from NITK, from the friends that I made there, and from all the activities that I was part of. So remain proactive, be consistent, and balance both your academic and co-curricular activities in NIT.
Wow, that was well said. And after seeing your interview and your journey, like we felt like that's pretty much there for us to do also. And with that being said, like we have reached to the end of the show, I can say that, and I must really admit that it was really interesting to be interacting with you. And I hope that even our audience who have watching this till now would have felt the same, seeing your journey. Thank you for making time in spite of your personal busy schedule to address our students. And thank you, Chirasvi, and
Thank
thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you so much, Pawan. It's a bliss to come back and talk to NITK juniors. And I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, guys, for you all for being with us till the end. And till the next time, we are going to come up with another event. And until then, you all stay home and stay safe.